Hey guys, welcome to my next vlog. Today I want to talk about this brand new Volvo 2024 S90 Hybrid. Once you reach about 50 miles till empty, it actually runs on battery alone. Let's go together and explore this Volvo. And I'll be doing a couple more vlogs about this, but this is just going to be a minor introduction to some of the things that this Volvo has and how it operates. Just drove from Carrollton, Texas to Houston, Texas, so I'm in Houston for a couple of hours. Sometimes you'll notice that if you've ever driven one of these, or if you are getting ready to drive it, whether you're driving it for a limo or a personal use, if you're driving in the city limits, it might show you 350 miles range of fuel until it's empty. If you go from city limits to highway limits, don't worry about the mileage showing you it's only 350 miles till empty. Once you start driving on the highway and the vehicle can calibrate itself through the computer system and it figures out that you're driving for more than an hour, you're going to start noticing on your dashboard that your fuel mileage is actually improving up to 500 to 600 miles. These Volvo S90 hybrids, they can go as far as 600 miles. Your fuel mileage is going to highly depend based on your driving habits. I've tested about 13 of these now between 2023 year and 2024. Typically, if you drive anywhere between 65 to 75 miles an hour, you're going to get on these vehicles anywhere between 500 to 550 miles on a full tank of gas. Let's go explore some of the features on the interior that it has. Let's actually start from the back and work our way to the front. First thing you'll notice as you're getting into this vehicle is there is no controllers, or so it seems. This little screen right here, it is all touch screen. Here's how to control some of the features. I'm going to turn it on. All I'm doing is I'm touching the screen. This is how you get to control your heated seats. You can also control the settings on the heated seat as well. To control the actual climate control settings, all you do is you press this lock screen to unlock it, and this is how you're able to control it. And if you're done controlling your settings and you don't want to mess with any of them anymore, all you do is you press this lock screen again and it locks your system out. This next part is actually one of my favorites for this Volvo. I will say this reminds me a lot of like Lincoln Continentals, the ones that they remade back in the 2018, 2019 models, because it allows you controller if you're the passenger. Upon closing the door, you see you have all these controllers right here. The first button we're going to explore is this big button right here. This is for the very back window. It's a window shade. These two buttons right here. This will allow you to operate your windows and window shade as well. If you hold it up like this and release, it will lift the shade up. And if you want to pull the shades back down on either side of the window, all you got to do is you push it down. For the windows, there is one other additional operation that you could do if you're the passenger. And this goes for any windows that have the window shades. Here's how you can do that. Let's say your window and your window shade are both up and you wanted to release it to go down. In order for the window to come down, all you got to do is you press this button twice to go down. And it will first release the shade to go down, and then it will open the window. If you wanted to close the window and you want the window shade to go up, you do the exact opposite. To close the sunroof, all you got to do is you pull this up once. You also have the option to control the sunroof. If you push it down, the first time it will just open slightly the sun visor. If you press it again, this little joystick, this controls your front chair. You can push it up, move it forward or backwards, whatever you choose to do. And your front seat is pushed all the way forward. It does give you plenty of room for the back seat. You almost feel like you're in a first class seat. But that was it for the back seat. Let's look at some of the options for the front seat. I've had a lot of people ask me since I've driven this vehicle for about a year, and I'm still studying the manual. The extended version of the Volvo S90 Hybrid is approximately over 700 pages. I've read about 400 pages, so I'm still got to go through 300 pages more. But the one question I get asked by some of the drivers and other owners is, how do you fold both the mirrors so that way if you're going through a car wash, you don't want to damage your mirrors? To fold both mirrors, all you got to do is you got to press left and right side at the same time. This Volvo is probably the first vehicle I've seen so far that's, you know, from the modern terminology standpoint, that does have an interesting ignition. It's not a button, it's more like a switch. So let me show you how that works, and then I'm also going to show you the parking, how to park your car. Here's your start engine and stop engine. All you got to do is you got to press the brake, you twist it, it turns it on. When you turn this switch knob to the right, you do the exact same thing to turn it off. Make sure you hold your brake as well. Because it is a hybrid vehicle, you're not going to hear much of an engine, but don't worry, the car is started. Just make sure the center console comes on. That's how you know the vehicle is actually started. Every time you drive the vehicle, when you're putting it in park, make sure whatever you do, you first press this park button to park it, but hold the brake and make sure you actually see the word park set on display, which is going to be in white next to the R and D and then manual, but make sure it does actually say park before you release the brake. Let's be on the safe side. If you're not 100% sure if the vehicle's in park after you push the park, here's another thing you can do. You got to hold the brake and then you pull this up. You will see a red light that says park on it. That's one way to know, to feel safe that it is fully parked. Let's go over really quick briefly about the actual shift of the vehicle, how to move the vehicle properly, and then also I'm going to show you the backup camera functionality. It is a 360 bird's eye view, so you do have a couple of functions that you could control it with. If you want to drive it, all you got to do is you pull it up, put it in reverse. Let's say you want to put your car in reverse. What you want to do is when you put in reverse, you will see on the dashboard, it will display R, so you're confirmed to know that it's in reverse. Typically every time, this is how the screen is going to look. However, you could change it into different settings. Let's say you want the entire bird's eye view. All you got to do is you press that screen. It's going to give you an option for 360, and now you're able to actually control it and you're able to move the vehicle. It does have the same functionality. If you go forward to drive, you'll actually keep it at this position of the 360 bird's eye view camera, or whichever last position you have, till it hits about 14 plus miles per hour. Let me show you some of the other functionality. Lastly, let me show you something else this vehicle has. A lot of the modern vehicles, they're starting to have Google Assist, and here's what this one particular has. It doesn't have all the functionalities, but it does help with some of the features, like especially if you're driving and let's say you forgot to put in an address, all you got to do is say the following words. Hey Google, Racetrack Gas Station, Grapevine, Texas.
Got it. I'm setting your destination to Racetrack in Grapevine.
With Google Assist, you could do some of the other functionalities, not a lot of them. You do have to look at your own manual to figure out what works because every model is different. Hey Google, add a stop.
All right, where do you want to stop?
17350 St. Luke's Way, Conroe, Texas.
Okay, adding a stop at St. Luke's Way.
As you could see, you can actually put in multiple stops.